Hey, it's Mike with Sarah.biz, and today we're talking about the second C of CCB, which is content. The first C was SEO code, and now we're going to talk about content. So, what is content? Content is all of the information that your website holds and is publicly available. So let's just pop over to the website and I'll give you a concrete example. Okay, so we are on the Sarah.biz SEO tutorial right here. The very first thing we see is an image. How do we know it's an image? Because I can't select any of the text that's on here. A lot of text here that could be useful for SEO, but unfortunately it's embedded inside of an image. Google, even though they've gotten much better and there's AI now and so forth and so on, still has a difficulty parsing what an image is, what's inside of it. Of course, that's why we use alt tags and schema markup, etc., to help Google know what it is, but it can't actually read what's in this image. Let's just take a look real quick at how we help Google understand what this is about. So I'm going to right click, inspect, and over here in the code, let's bring it up so you can see it. Here's the code. It says image, class is caption, title right here, local business SEO tutorial, the source. Now Google can read this URL. It can read local business SEO tutorial, and that does help towards your search engine optimization. And then of course we have an alt tag, which is a repeat of the title, local business SEO tutorial. And then we have the item property telling Google it's an image. But that's all Google can understand about it in the basic crawler that they use. So what's important to know is that with images in your website and so forth, though you can be technically more creative often with your graphic design, you want to be careful not to embed the most important information about your website inside of an image or a video or a PDF or anything else. You really want it to be straight HTML text, which we can see right here. So the way you can tell that Google can read this is right click, copy, and then right click copy. If you can copy the text, then for the most part, Google's going to be able to see that and read it and parse it out and understand what your page is about. And then ultimately, if you've done everything right, show up in the search engine search results. Let's just take a look at the code on that real quick. If we go back to inspect, right here in this paragraph, there's a paragraph tag, that's HTML, and then here's the information. So Google can easily find and read that and parse it out and show it, decide to show your page for a specific search result. So that's important. Now, this page also has, video on it. So let's take a look at the video right here. But you see, this video is actually being pulled in through an iframe, and there's not actually a lot of content on it. Now, farther up in the header area of the code, I've included some schema information that talks about this video and what it is and so forth. So that helps Google. So a bit of the code actually helps inform Google about the content on your website. Now, the last thing I want to say about content, and this is actually very important, is not only does it have to be readable content, it has to be unique content. Google does not like content that it can find on a different website. So you really have to try to make your content unique. Don't plagiarize from anybody. Don't go to somebody else's site that you like and just take their content and put it on your website. Not only is that plagiarism, that's copyright infringement, and you could wind up in a lawsuit about that. You don't want that. And also, Google will find it and will know, right? So you definitely don't want to copy other people's content. Now, if you're an e-commerce website and you're an authorized seller of some product, and the manufacturer has, descriptions and so forth that you want to use, I get the temptation, right? It's a big time saver to be able to do that. But the problem is Google is most likely have already found that information on the actual manufacturer's website, and then they're going to see it on your website. And Google, even though you're authorized, Google is going to think that you're a plagiarizer and downgrade your website. So if you're an e-commerce site and you're in that situation, you need to take the time to take your own photos if possible, or at least do something to them when you get them, like change the names or something so it seems more unique. Additionally, for the title and descriptions, you want to write something unique about it, right? And presumably you have an opinion about the product that you're going to sell. You can link back to them, to the manufacturer if you want, or link to a PDF or something like that so they get the actual manufacturer's specifications and definitions. But you, as the webmaster, content owner, definitely want to be saying something unique and in your own voice about that, okay? So content and the CCB and from SEO is got to be unique. And as they say, content is king. Oh yeah, and there's one more thing I do need to say about content. As a website owner, you're a publisher, right? And Google likes to see new content frequently. Some of the biggest sites and the best known sites are in part as big and well known as they are is because they're constantly putting out new content. So even as a local business owner, you really kind of need to commit to publishing new content of some sort at least once a week, at the very least, or at the very worst, once a month. If you can't commit to new content once a month, you should probably invest in a copywriter of some sort, a content creator of some sort to do it for you, because your competitors are doing it. Your competitors, if you run an SEO audit, have probably got a lot of content and are publishing frequently. So the three major things about content is that it has to be readable, unique, and you have to publish frequently, okay? Okay, that's enough about content for the time being. Next up, we're going to talk about the B of CCB, which is backlinks. See you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.